Getting it together. It's almost there.
Yeah, it's coming. Streaming live.
There you go. I think you could do it too now. All right.
I can't see it on your Facebook, but I guess it's there.
You go ahead and share, and then I'm going to start this, okay?
Okay, I haven't got any access to it right now.
That's okay.
We'll just roll anyway.
Yeah. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. My name is Kathy Milanowski, and I'm with Helen Craven, and we invite you to sit a spell with us. And we're going to be offering you a Reiki meditation and also followed by a Reiki talk. And the Reiki meditation is going to be a beautiful meditation with the Holy Fire Reiki energy. And we're going to be working on emotional support, emotional regulation, you know. And after that, we're going to follow the talk with what is a Reiki master? You know, what is this Reiki master stuff? And a little bit about me and Helen is that we're both licensed teachers with the International Center Reiki Training. And what does that mean? That means that we are in a program that takes about 3 years to do, and it sets in through three different pillars of one is Reiki 1 and 2. After you graduate from that, you really go and deepen your teachings about what Reiki masters, and then Karuna. And throughout this program, we really expand our knowledge with Reiki, expand our knowledge in teaching, and we have a supportist group to help us with that. And so, with that, when you join that part of the studies, you get a mentor teacher. And I am Helen's mentor teacher, and she graduated from the program on Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 last summer. And then this year, she's going to be graduating in master's at the end of August. And we're going to have a special co-teach class. So I invite you to look up that information if you would like to join us. We're in Deerfield, Wisconsin. Well, I am. And what makes it special is Helen is in England, and she's coming all the way down, and she's going to work with us, and she has wonderful skills. And I love watching Helen, you and your going out in your meadows and your rolling hills and your beautiful nature and doing different kind of things and showing people on social media your stuff really made me fall in love with Helen so very much. So, Helen, how are you feeling about like what we're going to be doing this summer together?
Oh yeah, no, I'm really excited because I mean the funny thing is this even feeds into where what being a Reiki master is. It's so much about letting the energy master us. But I have to say that being part of the program, when working with the energy, like it takes you on such a journey, so much deeper and richer than you can imagine. And of course, took me 3 years to figure out to sign up and to eventually really get engaged with the program for lots of reasons. But once I was in it, I've really begun to see the benefits in terms of how much it expands me. So one of the ways is that, I'm just going to hop on a plane and come see Kathy in the States. And like, that would have been such a huge thing for me 4 years ago. And it just goes to show that one, like big leap for me was going to the States the first time to Sedona. And that felt like a life-changing, massive leap. And it was the first time I'd been to the States and I'd wanted to go all my life. So that was huge. But it's like once you start saying yes to yourself, that's when Reiki really goes, okay, right, I hear you. Right, okay, let's do this. And then, this is just the beginning. So things do get expansive really beautifully.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited about that. And I'm looking forward to meeting you again in person, Kathy, from where I first, like, that's the peculiar thing about Reiki too, because I met Kathy at a Reiki retreat in Sedona. And, just casually, she was hanging out there as an LRMT. and she just happened to be the one who showed me and Nicole around. And you know, we really loved Kathy because she was so personable. And I ended up sitting behind her in one of the conference rooms as well. And, you know, she'd just throw in a few pearls of wisdom, but it made me remember her. And then on the leaving section, you know, I ended up in a big hug with her and some others, and we had a photo taken, which is a photo I happen to have on my wall. And so then, surprise, surprise, 4 years later, when I signed up to the program, or 3 years later, when I signed up to the program, she just happened to end up being my mentor. So it all kind of, it's that serendipity and synchronicity that always flows through when we start working with Reiki has been so present in our journey. So yeah, absolutely. How I'm feeling is really excited about coming over to spend time with you in your part of the US in Wisconsin. So it's going to be fun, and to do the class together, because that's the joy of it, is the teaching together at LRMT level, and sharing that space. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
I agree with you. I totally agree. I'm so excited. So very excited. And for all those that are like on live and like different social media platforms here and watching us, what is Reiki? Reiki is a Japanese technique to add in relaxation, and it promotes wellness. Now, that's a generic definition of Reiki. That's what it does. But as a practitioner, it channels through us. It's an intelligent source of light, and it connects us to creation, and it connects us to our highest. It's like bridges, for me, it's like bridges me to my highest vibration that I'm able to connect with. And I get that, and I get a source of wisdom through that, and able to guide me through my life, because I got my best, I got my back. And so with Reiki is that intelligent source that helps guide you, and it helps bring up the volume, let's say, bring up your vibration, clear you out a little, so you're able to listen to you, to listen to your guidance, to remove all that excess stuff of anxiety and bitterness and, things that make you dense and not in joy, not in love, not in compassion, not in, gratitude, things that make you feel lighter. And so that's kind of what Reiki helps you with a higher vibration. And so that's what we're going to bring into this experience, is the Reiki vibration. And so one of the greatest things about being a whole, Reiki has different types of vibrations, feelings of vibrations, and a lot of them are tied for different names of Reiki, and we call them different Reiki lineages. All right. So holy fire is a type of Reiki, and it is a wonderful type of Reiki that it actually goes directly to you. It doesn't have to cipher through me. It goes directly to you, and there's no time or distance limitations like all the Reikis. So, Reiki will help you through your future, your past, and your present, and work with that. And so with this experience today is one of the most special Reiki meditations that Holy Fire students and teachers have. Is called the Ocean of Holy Love meditation. And it's where it's in the beginning when you first learn in class of Reiki 1 day when you come in, we offer this meditation, and it's to help ease and guide you and kind of connect to the Holy Fire source. To me, it's like a little handshake with the Holy Fire, Reiki energy. And with that, it goes, don't matter how many times that you work with this meditation, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper to help you relax, to help you release whatever you need to release to go on with your life. And so with a Reiki master offering this to you, I told you the energy goes directly to you, but also that I've been working with Holy Fire for a very, very long time. But this morning I was working with it, and it said, do this meditation, and you could give a different theme to it. And because I really wanted to work on the theme of Reiki for your heart healing, emotional recovery. Life can be really, really challenging, right? We have emotional wounds like grief and loss and heartbreak, disappointment, trauma. unexpected changes in our life, even good and bad. Sometimes it helps us to settle. We get a little anxious with that. So while time softens your edges, the pain and the healing isn't really evolving. It's not happening. So let's bring this vibration in so some deeper healing can help. Gently reconnect with yourselves. Create that space of emotional healing. All right, so we'll explore how the heart Reiki could help the heart, support the heart healing, and aid emotional recovery. The gentle, loving energy will help your nervous system relax, release emotional stress, create a sense of inner peace during your difficult times. So as we invite the energy into our hearts, we can now begin to let go what no longer serves us and open ourselves to those positive vibrations: gratitude, hope, compassion, renewal, expansion, all those things. So I invite you to go ahead and take a couple deep breaths and find yourself and to relax as we prepare for the Ocean of Holy Love experience. I'll play a little bit of music for you and see if we could get this together while you guys take a moment to relax. Take a couple deep breaths. You just take a couple deep breaths in through your nose and out your mouth. And just allow yourself to settle wherever you're sitting or laying down. We're going to deepen that relaxation. I'd like you just to place your hands on your body anywhere you like. If you have Reiki, you can just gently activate your Reiki and allow yourself to relax a little deeper. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out your mouth. And just pay attention to your chest. As your chest expands, it fills your body with beautiful oxygen. And as you breathe out, you release. Do that a few times. I'd like you to join me with your awareness to the top of your head. And with your breath and your awareness, each exhale, relax that area. Your scalp and your forehead. With each exhale, release that tension on the sides of your face and your temples, all the way down to your jaw. And with your next breath, allow your awareness just to follow down your neck and your shoulders, all the way down to your fingertips, allowing your muscles and your joints to relax, and the palms of your hands to open up. Take another deep breath. Allow your palms to fully relax as you bring your awareness back into your heart center. Allow your awareness to drift down your torso, softening your tummy, all the way down your abdomen. Allowing your hips to shift and relax. Allowing your legs to begin to relax the muscles in your thighs, the joints in your knees and ankles, all the way down your calves to the tips of your toes. Allowing all those joints in your toes to fully relax and the balls of your feet to soften. I'd like you to do me a favor. Imagine yourself a beautiful tree. And with your breath, you guide your essence down your body, igniting every cell, going all the way down to the balls of your feet. Imagine those beautiful roots, energetic roots, sprouting from the bowels of your feet, all the way down into the earth. And with each breath, you go deeper and deeper. Take another deep breath. Allow yourself to relax fully. And invite the Mother Earth's light. Allow her light to soar into your body. Amplify every cell in your body. As she rests in your heart space, along with your light, the Reiki light, combined as one to support you on our experience. The ocean of holy love. The ocean of holy love experience is where you go to an ocean and it mimics ours, but is made of frequencies of different colors and different spectrums of light. And those lights will help with your emotional regulation, promoting love and light and joy and the expression of it. So let us begin. Ocean of holy love. I'd like you to imagine a beautiful day, and everything seems so perfect and so peaceful. The sights, the sounds, the smells, and you're walking through your forest. And with each step that you take, you feel the earth's light light up and lights your path for you, empowers every step. And as you walk along the trail, you feel like all life is in harmony. And there's a fork up ahead. We invite you to go to the right. And as you do, the terrain becomes a little different. It's a little sandy on the ground. It's very comforting. Before you know it, you're out of the forest. And there's the ocean of holy love. The beautiful white sandy beach goes for miles. The ocean itself mimics ours. But there's no water. It's all beautiful rainbow of energy flowing against the shoreline. And I welcome you to walk the shoreline. And as you do, you feel the ripples of the energy tickling your toes. And a stump magically appears, covered with moss. It's a wonderful place to sit down and relax, look out into the ocean of holy love. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. And as you open them, what do you see? another deep breath. Close your eyes and listen to your breathing. It's the same sound as the ocean of holy love makes. Follow the sound. Allow the sound to guide you. It begins. And with your next breath, when you're guided to do so, bring your awareness to your fingers and your toes. Bring your awareness to your eyes. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And come back to circle. And for you guys that are in our Zoom conversation, you could turn on your videos when you're ready, if you want to. How was that for you, Helen?
Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you, Kathy. It was absolutely wonderful. It's fascinating that every time we do that experience, it comes through different.
Yeah.
And that was a very different experience again for me today. So thank you.
Yeah. I actually, as Holy Fire Masters, we go into the experience with you guys, even though we're leading it. We're like little lights saying, hey, we're ready for this. This is our theme. And Holy Fire goes directly to the person. So I actually got something too. So it was beautiful. I saw a lot of bright pink lights just surrounding me and surrounding me. And I actually stayed on the sand, and I just like was warming my toes up, and the water, and then all of a sudden the water came and just like spiraled around me. Really, really comforting. But it like kind of like I was in the middle of a tornado, but very soft, and it was very, very bright pink. And I was like, ooh, wow. And I just kind of went into that and felt that. So, yeah. Yeah. So everybody's with us. I just like to go around. I always like to just say one word so it brings you back, and I know how you're doing right now. Okay, so we'll start with Helen. Just one word to explain your experience.
Awakened.
Awakened. Christina.
Very grounded and loved.
Thank you. Elizabeth.
Peaceful.
Peaceful. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see who else has their thing. Kimberly.
Connected.
Connected. Beautiful. Dawn.
Relaxed.
Relaxed. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm glad. So, see, these qualities do relax you, helps you. And one good thing about Holy Fire, I've noticed that it continues to work with you, if you're a Reiki practitioner or not. Sometimes some people work with it, they'll feel that relaxed state or whatever's going on in their transitions of different things, and it will go on for the next day. Or you'll get some aha moments like, oh yeah, that's what happened. I seen, I didn't see that before, at least I get that a lot, for myself, and some of my students say that. So Mary's joined us. I just want to check in with you. One word.
Loved. Very loved.
Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That makes me so happy. Very much so happy. Because our hearts are very important to us. They hold, and they're a vessel, and they are a conduit of many, many emotions. And our emotions are, for me, is like a gift from the earth. I don't know anything else or witnessed anything else that had no emotion on earth. Even plants, animals, bugs, they all have emotion. Different levels, We like to hold on to our emotion. They don't as much. But it's very special. It's very special. So that's why I wanted to offer that to you guys. And now, if you'd like to join us, it's like, what is a Reiki Master? A lot of students will come to me and say, I don't want to take Reiki Master class because I don't want to teach Reiki. It's not in my path. And, you know, I just listened, and then I asked him if I could give my own suggestions that most Reiki masters do not teach. They have the capacity to, but they use those techniques. And you also, for me, for Reiki Masterclass, your light widens a little bit more. Just like in Reiki 1, you get connected. Reiki 2, it kind of widens a little bit more. You get more awareness. You perceive things maybe a little different. You get shifted. You get a little bit of deeper harmony within you. And to me, that's what happened with every time I've ever took like a class after Reiki 2. You know what I mean? It's like I took Reiki Masters. I felt a little bit more aware, a little bit more calmer. Some people don't know, but I really, really suffered through panic attacks. And it softened my heart a little bit more. It got me out there in the world. I started seeing myself working with people that I wouldn't think I would do it again. And then Karuna, when I went into Karuna, it was a higher vibration. My light got a little bit wider. I got a little deeper into my studies of me. To me, Reiki Master means I'm working on me. And I'm using the light and the Reiki source to help me any way I can. Even if I have to take a technique out of the book and keep on doing it over and over until something happens, or I just give myself Reiki every day and see what happens. I do different things, maybe send Reiki in my future or my past or whatever it is. All these techniques that we learn from different Reiki masters or different classes, and see what can help me through my path. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't teach Reiki. If you feel that way, yes, you can, but that's not really a Reiki master to me. A Reiki master to me is somebody that is walking with Reiki. They're using Reiki as one of their, as a technique in life. And that to me is a Reiki master. So I'd love to hear what you guys think and how you feel about that subject or anything. I would love people. We'll start with Helen since, she is my co-host.
Yeah, that was beautifully put, Kathy. I think it's so important to remember the values of just working with the energy. That sort of it's a really ancient art as well, like the kathas and studying self-gnosis, it's what we've done with spiritual practice for eons. And I can't remember who it was that said this to me, but the idea that when we work on ourselves, it is deeply fulfilling because, plants, all the animals, all of it. It may even be you that said this, Kathy. That's why I'm being a little bit careful how I'm placing this. But, all the animals, all of the plants, they all grow. And that is their mission. They come to Earth and they germinate and they grow, and they just grow towards the light. And that's their purpose. And that holy fire, becoming a Reiki master, really helps to put us in touch with our authenticity and our most authentic self. And so, when we take that path, it actually helps us to feel more complete and a deeper sense of belonging, because we are actually honoring what we came here to do just in that very moment of taking that step. And so when we step into and allow ourselves to grow by tuning in and hearing our own journey more and working on the things that are maybe that have been holding us back, or that, the way it was shown to me for this session was that Reiki masters essentially die 1,000 deaths, because when you work with Reiki through all those different techniques that Kathy's just shared, Reiki shows you where you're showing up in a way that is a coping technique, but it's not a thriving technique. And it helps to clear away the fears and the layers of torment, like Kathy was saying earlier, that prevent us from reaching those more healed self, the healing the parts of our unhealed ego that are just waiting to be cleared away. So things like, fear around having a voice, that we're actually worth being listened to, that kind of thing is a huge one. And of course, becoming a Reiki master teacher can actually help with that, you know, because you start to feel the value of yourself and what comes through in your classes. So that can even support that aspect. The fear that we are bright beyond words, you know, those sort of things. We start to see a reflection of our own light in other people. And that makes us deeply uncomfortable because it doesn't align with the teachings of humility so much. And we have to understand where those two marry and how it can be that you can be both humble, but also confident within yourself. So you get born into a newer confidence that isn't a masked one, but is just you in your essence doing your thing because you're a flower and flowers flowers bloom. and you just can't help that. That's Reiki helps you to connect to that. And so, you know, that is a really key part of Reiki mastership. And for me, this is my final word on it before I let somebody else share their thoughts. It's the fact that when we do that path and we grow, like we're called to do inwardly, and we connect with Reiki and the Holy Fire, and we start shining our own blooming natural inner light in accordance with our authentic teachings and our life purpose, we are becoming that wide beam of light that we were predetermined to come when we came to Earth. And that is what helps us to be a light in the world and be the light of peace and love, because all of us, the more and more, every time we heal anything that is fear, guilt, or shame, something that is tight or tense, any dis-ease in our body, we start to vibrate on a peaceful level. And that is when unified begins to bring in the potential for peace on earth. And so when we do our Reiki master and we're empowered for world peace, we really are. And so the work we're doing on ourselves isn't selfish at all. That's exactly how we stay humble, because we're doing it for the greater good as well. So it's a beautiful journey.
It is. That was well said. Right on. Would anybody else have questions or like to say something, or even on their Reiki journey? That's in the peanut gallery here.
I'd like to add that since getting Reiki Master, I've really sat with that energy, which it's going on a year now. And I notice that it brings up the ability for me to recognize patterns that I was repeating, and expecting different outcomes from the same things. And I'm like, wait a minute, why do I let people do that? Or why do I go and say this when I mean this? So it's really huge for recognizing things you were doing that were keeping you small. So that's something that the past year has brought up a lot. and I feel like Reiki shows it to you and it goes, are you going to do something different with this time? And I'm like, yes, I am actually. So I love that about just
it
the
does.
energy of Reiki Master.
Yeah. It gives you a choice. It respects your free will. That's what I love about Reiki. It respects your free will. I mean, you could be saying, oh, no, I'm not ready to break out of my shell to do whatever I need to do. And it just gives you love. And when it'll ask you again, give you that little oomph, like, hey, you ready for this again? You know, how about you try this? Let's empower you. Yeah, I love how Reiki empowers everything. You could do anything with Reiki, and it never judges you, ever. And just trusting that relationship with you and Reiki to realize it will never judge you. It's beautiful.
I'll chime in real quick. I'm sorry, Christina, you were raising your hand
It's
there.
okay. It's okay. Go ahead.
While I'm a level 2 Holy Fire practitioner, I do have Reiki Master through a couple other lineages or branches of Reiki. But I do think, Kathy, I probably was falling under that umbrella of folks who think of, well, I didn't embrace the master side because I was thinking, oh, I need to be a teacher, or I don't know if I want to attune other people. I don't, and so, but I like how you're framing it, where it's really how you embrace it and embody it and live it. And so I find myself right now even have, kind of breaking through some of my own self-imposed barriers that I had around even being able to fully embrace, for me, what it means to be a Reiki master and walk that path and live that life. So this was enlightening for me, and I appreciate that.
It takes all the pressure off. It's like you don't have to be a teacher. You don't even have to teach. Usually in my Reiki master class, it's usually 3 days long. And Saturday, before we even talk about teaching, I ask anybody wants to teach in the next year or next 6 months. Hardly anybody puts their hand up. I'm like, okay, we won't, we're going to go over the outline, but I will emphasize on certain things because you don't need to be pressured to say you have to teach right away. It's not what, Reiki doesn't judge. It allows you to do whatever you need to do. You're still spreading the light. The more you give yourself Reiki, the more you're walking the path and working on yourself, you're brightening up your light and you're doing the Reiki thing. You're doing exactly, as me teaching somebody and awakening and connecting them, activating their light to expand a little bit more. You're doing the same thing, just in a different way, right? You're expanding your light, you're working on your light, and so people are going to like your good vibes. They're going to want to hang out with you or whatever, or sit beside you. And without any work, you're just being who you are, And I think that's beautiful. I just wish people, because when I hear that, I'm like, oh no, don't be stressed out. You don't have to be a teacher. And then someday when people start asking you to teach, then you go, aha, I got to start maybe looking at the outlines now. Maybe I need a mentorship. Maybe I need this or that, to help me to get my stuff together. That's when you go into that. And it's no stress, Yeah. Christina, didn't you want to talk?
Well, of course, of course. Well, for me, it was like when I started that I didn't found Reiki, but Reiki found me, and I hadn't even heard what it was, until you kind of get involved in it. And I have to say, ever since starting the Reiki journey, which it is a journey, it's like you work out so many traumatic things what were in your life, your feelings, you're feeling lighter. Um, you look at things in a different way. It's the same like I think Mary said with patterns, it's like sometimes you get ticked off on one side, but Reiki kind of takes you back and said, oh, hold on a minute, that's not that person. There's something what ticked you off, what you have to maybe work on yourself. Empathic. I've always been empathic. However, empathy gotten even stronger, and it's like you have more ear for other people's things also, not only for yours, right? Even though you heal yourself first, but you can help other people's too. And it's true, like Helen said, the animals, the peoples, everything gets kind of drawn in out in nature. You have a totally different. I would say it's a different walk in life. It's more grounded. It's more you have your eyes more open for the finer things in life, little things in life. You hear a lot more where you have listened never before. Yeah, I think regardless of master or not master, once you start Reiki, you shine totally different.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
Thank you, Christina. Anybody else would like to say anything before we wrap up?
Can I just jump in, if that's okay? So Helen is my Reiki master. Helen's been on my journey throughout. And for me, it's been a truly amazing journey. Going from somebody who would always speak the truth, would I not, Helen, but in a certain way. But now it's really softened me. It softened me to, like Christina said, to listen, and then just call in Reiki, and the words of help for whoever is talking to me would just flow. You know, it's coming from my higher self, so it really is helping the individual. I love teaching because seeing the growth of whoever's in front of you, going from that person who comes in going, oh, I really don't know what I'm doing, to just blossoming into what they would like to become on their Reiki journey is just beautiful. And for me, it's just down to helping people. Random people at work just come up to me and just start chatting, and before I know it, I know their life story, which is great. But yeah, it is just one person at a time, just finding some peace, and feeling better about themselves. And I just feel, as a Reiki master, that to me is just pure joy. Really.
That's so practically placed there, Liz, as well. You kind of given a really good practical example of how the Reiki plays through there.
Yeah. I won't go on because Helen does know I can talk for England, literally. And because I'm so passionate about it, I'll go on forever. But, you know, it's been beautiful with you two. And the energies from everybody has been lovely. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much. Beautiful. Anybody else?
I'm just going to add, Kathy, that meditation was beautifully run. It was so, I felt it. It was just beautiful. Thank you.
You know, learning that even online and online classes, you feel, you know, that's the greatest thing about Holy Fire, because it goes directly to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it ensures us that energy has no time or distant limitations. It's just our egos, and it blows me away every single time too, Mary. I'm like, yeah, you know, it just, because, you know, I allow my ego to do what it needs to do, and it just blows it away. And it's like, and my heart just giggles at it and says, that's just how it is. Yeah, it shows it a different thing. So, as we know, becoming a Reiki master is more about than just technique. It's a personal journey of growth, right? It's awareness and alignment. And a Reiki master holds space for healing, supporting people in their path or life in their path, right? And we also offer services as a guide and a mentor and a teacher and all these different things with Reiki. And there's no, you know, you have to be a teacher, you should do this journey or that journey. Reiki's unique for each one person. You know, how we develop and how we work in and how we just take the day, you know. So I always tell people, work with Reiki, do what you can with Reiki, explore with Reiki, and allow it to work with you every day. It's only going to make yourself brighter and brighter as each step that you go through. And it helps us. We need our techniques and tools to help us, you know, throughout life. I know I do, and I know many people would just love to have those kind of techniques and start thriving. And it's very gentle. So I thank you all for joining us. And Helen and me are going to be going. We're going to be going live again, and we'll send you guys the invitation on social media and things. And we're going to be having a class in Deerfield, August 26th through the 28th. So we'll have it inside. I'm not going to have it online, but I will have it in person in Deerfield. And Helen's coming. So get ready, Deerfield. Here comes Helen, you know.
In Wisconsin, in the States. You ever fancy figuring out what Wisconsin's like? It's a good place to go.
Yeah.
That'd be a good way to try. I think a lot of people say Reiki is a nice way, going to the Reiki class is a nice way to travel in safety, because you're going somewhere, you know what you're going to be get there. You know, you got that time of portion for, you know, you're going to have connections, you know, you're going to be in a big Reiki bubble. So it's a great reason to go somewhere, you know. So that's what we feel like when we're going to these things. And it's a
I
way of
Reiki,
less.
yeah. I Reiki the whole airplane when I fly somewhere. So
Yeah.
everybody in the airplane, in the motors, and everybody, it's Reiki, and I know I get there.
Yeah, I put a lot of, when I go traveling, I always put like the, you know, the distance symbol out there, and I put Reiki in my future all the time, just, and it just promotes a lot of harmony. Not that maybe something won't happen, but it just promotes the harmony of it, so it's a little easier, you know, kind of deal. So we thank you guys so very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and hopefully we'll see you in about a month. We're going to be doing this again, and Helen's going to be leading it. So
Yeah.
just stay tuned on Reiki Studio and our Facebook group. I also wanted to say thanks to Causal Sound. He's one of the person that made the music, and he actually is a Reiki student of mine when Holy Fire first came out a long time ago, and I wanted to do an Ocean of Holy Love, and he made this song for that. So it was pretty cool, I gotta say. So it's great thanks to him for doing that music for me such a long time ago. It's beautiful. So have a wonderful day, and so much love to you guys.
Okay.